Been quite ill this week, having to take it easy. I've also cut the top of my finger off. So I was taking it easy, but I decided to change the oil cooler in my van. Long story, which we'll talk about another time. That's half done. Started raining and it was miserable. I've probably made my cough a little bit worse, but I am on the mend now. The most annoying thing about getting a cough is I can't do my cycling, which keeps me nice and fit and healthy. And with my being away on holiday, it's been very patchy. I can feel my fitness going, and I can feel my weight starting to creep up a bit. So I've got to be really careful. But anyway, we soldier on. So I have been messing around this week a little bit. I've been siliconing up all these sort of joints to make them watertight. I've also put a little silicone seal around the top here that will hopefully clamp this down much better. These clamps I don't think are going to work brilliantly, and now because of the extra silicone they're not going to be quite right or big enough. So I think we're going to revert to putting some bolts in here and put a third set in the middle, and I think that'll be about us done on this. I don't think we can seal this up anymore then, so I think that'll be done. The whole thing is so light, and what we'll do, we'll measure that in a minute. I've taped up just with electrical tape. This little USB cable is now connected here properly. Now, the reason I've done that, in fact, I need to put a little bit more on there maybe. The reason I've done that is to keep the water at bay, and also just the general sea salt and lake, just moisture really away from the main connectors on here. I do have spare ones of these, and they're not expensive, but it would be better to have this as the throwaway rather than this. It also stops the cable from being yanked out, which would be quite annoying if you'd screwed your box down. And then the idea is these will just stick outside like that. I need to get another cable. I'm just trying to work out whether I need a micro USB. This is USB-C. And most of my stuff now, phone, chargers, my camera batteries, my cameras, my drone, it's all USB-C now. But my spare backup battery is micro USB, which is quite annoying. I'm going to see if I can find an adapter from USB-C to micro USB to see if, I can maintain having these, off. So I don't have to, restrict myself to one USB-C cable that, because I need the USB-C more than the micro USB. But there we go. And the other thing I need to do today, I've got my new ones of these. Here we go. There it is. And I'm going to put that one in here. So we've got the 3, and I've got that third switch. So both outputs, this is the input, this will be the output, this will be another output, and this is the third output, the 12 volt car cigarette style output. That will be connected to the third switch. So we've got a switch here, and a switch here to switch off all the outputs. The solar panel input, I'm just going to continue disconnecting it on the deck. And then the only thing I would say is, I just realised I could get actually a 12 volt USB pushy thing in there as well, couldn't I? So that might mean I can connect these up to USB-C, and then my USB or micro USB, I can just do it to there. Yes, that's a good thought. So there we go. So if we can get this bolted down, get the USB cable in, this is pretty much done. So I've got my scales here. This, I'll even put this and this on. There you go. This is everything on the new battery. And that's 3.1 kilos. 3.1 kilos. I've got the old battery box here. I've not even got the shelf here, have I? So minus the shelf and minus anything inside. And that's 4.7 kilo. But actually, if I take the top of this off, I would have to have all the insides in here anyway. So I'm going to put this on the top. So this would be 7.5 kilo, and let's take away 0.5 kilo for the box, okay? So this system is 7 kilo. Oh, plus another 0.5 kilo, so 7.5 kilo with the shelf. I've got the door in there. So 7.5 kilo plays against, was it 3.1 kilo? Can't remember now. One thing about being ill is your memory kind of goes, yeah, 3.1 kilo. So it's less than half the weight, you know, and I'm really chuffed about that. That's what a lithium ion battery solution should look like. Small, neat, light. I'm not going to use the butyl tape for this. I'm going to actually just stick a little thin layer of silicone in here. And like this. And then I'm going to seal it up from the outside too. The reason is I don't think they're a bit flexible, and you can see the butyl tape is a little bit it's too high. Can't get it flat enough, so these sort of bend around it. These are so old. So these scissors, they've snapped. Oh, that's not ideal. Right, this one goes into the... Remember, because we flipped the polarity of these, this one is going to go into the negative terminal. This will connect to the other side of the fuse, and then the negative, which is actually going to be the positive, will go into this one. There we go. Gosh, that is quite a tight fit, but it's in. And then all we need to do now is connect this red line up to this red line up, but we need this fuse in between. Go, and then the fuse can go anyway. It's always like you always get like a little bit of wire that just comes loose and buckles up, and so you have to be really careful. There we go. Okay, and then we'll heat this now. And then that side goes on that way. Very good. for now, I've put 20 amp fuses in all of these inline fuse boxes. I think that's going to be okay to protect the battery. At least it's something. When things short out, there'll be a huge amp spike, so that should be enough for a short out. But I do want to maybe restrict certain things like pumps, if we get one, to 5 or 6 amps. We'll see. Rating fuses for your sort of electrical solution is always a little bit of a try it and see. There we go. That's one battery box done.